Assalamualaikum everyone. We from Group 6 choose My First Client as our movie review. First, let me introduce our group members, which consists of me, Najwa Farhana binti Jalil, Nur Fatiha binti Muhammad Faizal, Nur Nadia binti Latif, and lastly Nurul Nadia binti Saman. In our movie review, there are 3 parts that we focus on.
In the first content, it will include movie synopsis, main stakeholders and stakes, also ethical dilemma. Now, I will continue the presentation with movie synopsis. My First Client is based on true event of child abuse by a stepmother that happened in South Korea in 2013. This story tells about a lawyer in an effort to uphold the truth about his very first client. The lawyer, named Jung-yup, is a man who desperately to be wealthy in his career. He began his career by working at a children's welfare in his hometown. The workplace was a very challenging place for him, since he needed to bring and take care of the kids. However, destiny has brought him to meet with a pair of siblings, the 10-year-old sister Dabin and the 7-year-old brother Minjun at the children's welfare. One day, Dabin came to the children's welfare with a very sad face to complain about the child abuse against her by her stepmother at home. The lawyer then had visited the siblings' house to get more information and evidence about the case. A few days later, the lawyer got an offer at a law firm in Seoul and moved there. The lawyer, who is already overwhelmed with a high salary, has ignored the siblings' complaints. However, few days later, the lawyer got a phone call from Dabin's teacher informing him about the tragic news. The lawyer then returned to his hometown to investigate and find the truth behind the case that happened to the siblings. Next, I will explain about main stakeholders and their stakes in this movie. Before that, let me explain what is meant by stakeholders and stakes. Stakeholders are the people, even non-human, who will be affected or can affect by the action of the company. They have interest in the decisions made, while stake of the stakeholders mean the expectation or what they want or maybe what the benefits they may gain from the organization. Stakeholders that I choose based on this movie are the lawyer and the children. First stakeholder is the lawyer. Jung-yup, who is the lawyer in this movie, wants to represent Dabin in the court. He wants to defend the fact that Dabin is innocent and did not murder his brother. Secondly, Jung-yup also desired to continue his profession as a lawyer in Seoul, as the company pay higher salary to him. By earning higher salary, he can repay her sister for taking care of him and had provide a place for him to stay. Second stakeholder in this movie is the children named Dabin and Minjun. Dabin and Minjun are expected to feel the love from their parents, especially their stepmother at home. Since they haven't had a mother in a long time, they are very happy to have a stepmother, Jisoo, in their life. They want their stepmother to show them her undivided love and attention. Secondly, Dabin and Minjun also want to be able to play freely at their own home or outside. They want their stepmother, Jisoo, to give a chance for them to play in their own home, as children should be given the freedom to play anywhere as long as it is safe.
Now, in the third part of Content 1, I'll go through the actor's ethical dilemma from the movie My First Client in further detail. As for the villain in this movie, Kang Ji-suk, who is played by Yoo Soon as Dabin's and Minjun's stepmother. Ji-suk's ethical dilemma is regarding whether she should keep deceiving and pretending to be a decent mother to her stepchildren or not. This can be seen in 20 minutes 14 seconds of the movie when Ji-suk asks her husband why she has to look after the children although she doesn't want to. Her husband then told her that if she wanted the money that people have given to the kids, she needed to stop complaining and continue taking care of them. Meanwhile, Jung-yup, a lawyer played by Lee Dong-hui, is the hero of this movie. He had an ethical dilemma in deciding whether to prioritize his permanent career or the children's situations. This can be seen in 43 minutes 32 seconds when Dabin asked him to take them away from their stepmother Jisoo. because she has been cruelly beaten, but Dabin is disappointed by the one she most trusts to help them. This is because Jung-yeop decided to prioritize his career ahead over their current situation, stating that he won't be able to visit them anymore because he had to move to Seoul for work. Next, I will move on to Content 2, which comprises of the villain's actions from a consequentialist point of view and the hero's action from a deontologist point of view. First, we propose a consequentialist perspective to the villain's acts. In a movie, the villain is always a hurdle to success, harming others and breaking the law to obtain what he or she desires. Jisoo, who plays as Dabin and Minju's stepmother, is the film's antagonist. Consequentialist refers to the moral dilemma faced by Jisoo, the movie's villain, in deciding whether or not to continue deceiving and pretending to be a good mother to her stepchildren. Regardless, she must make an ethical decision in selecting the action that will have the most positive outcomes. Related to this movie, Jisoo has decided to keep deceiving and pretending to be a decent mother who is truly responsible for her stepchildren, Dabin and Minjun. As a result, from a consequentialist point of view, Jisoo's actions can bring enjoyment to the maximum number of stakeholders. Jisoo, on the other hand, can enjoy and use the money that the people donated to the kids to great use. For the lawyer Jung-yeop, these actions brings him a lot of joy since he will be able to focus more on his career and develop a stable life. This action may also bring happiness to the kids since they will receive the affection of a mother and will be taken a good care of in a way that they have never experienced before. Therefore, by continuing to keep deceiving and pretending as a decent mother to her stepchildren, Jisoo's action is considered ethical because the act's consequence brings happiness to the largest number of stakeholders. In my opinion, the villain's action in this movie is unethical because Jisoo's decision to keep deceiving and pretending as a good mother itself is a wrong act. This is because her lies will cause emotional and physical harm to the children as they are constantly abused and do not receive proper guidance and a good care from their mother.
Now, I will explain about the action taken by the hero from a deontologist's point of view. Deontology is an approach that agrees that the ethicality of an act depends on the rightness or wrongness of an act and not on the consequences of the act. It is also known as duty or obligation-based ethics. It focuses on the actions, not the consequences. If the action is right, then it is ethical. If the action is wrong, it is considered unethical. For the action, Jung-yeop chose the job offer as a lawyer in Seoul that he had been dreamed of over fulfilling Dabin's request to take her and her brother away from their parents' home. Based on this theory point of view, the deontologists will agree it is ethical for Jung-yeop to choose his job because being a lawyer is a legal job and he should prioritize his stable career first. For the ethicality of Jung-yeop's actions, it is considered ethical because the fact of him becoming a lawyer is to help people for justice. Based on our opinion, we agree with Jung-yeop's decision because it implies that he is a responsible person. He accepted the job for the well-being of his life and to have a stable job. He also has a dream of sending his sister and her family to Europe for 2 weeks to repay her sister's kindness of taking care of him since their parents' death. For the third content, we will come up with ethical action based on the golden rule, conclusion, and lesson that we learn from this movie.
Next, I will present to you Content 3, which ethical action as villain based on golden rule. The movie shows that the villain, which is Jisoo, abused the children of her new husband till one of them died. Relating this case to deontology theory, this action is unethical because it is shifted from the duty of a mother towards the children. Based on golden rule, which means be good to others and others will be good to you, so the ethical action I will take if I am in the villain's shoes as a stepmother is, I will be good to the children teach them good things, care for them and love them internally. Because what we give, we'll get back. If we treat good to them, the children will be good to us and listen to us. Furthermore, I will be more open or be honest in expressing my feelings towards the children. I should tell them if there is things that I do not like so that I will not be angry or annoyed by them. For example, like in the movie, Jisoo do not like the children eat using hand instead of chopstick or spoon and not eating them at the table. She also easily get angry when she saw the kid drop the food in front of her and end up scold them aggressively. Thus, in this case, I will explain it and teach them till they understand and not repeating it again instead of scolding them. Feeling that I will feel as the villain is, of course I will feel guilty because kids are born to be loved, not to be abused or used for money, especially when one of them die due to our actions. I bet I will feel guilty for the rest of my life. Also, I will feel ashamed because the wrongdoings have been exposed to the public. I will have this constant feeling of shame because everyone will starting to fear, ignore and condemn us even though we have been punished or go out from the prisons. As conclusion, there are several lessons that we can learn from the movie. First is, we should shower unconditional love. Our love and warmth is the basic ingredient for our kids' well-being and happiness. The more children feel loved by us, the more they will listen to us and learn. It can avoid any annoying feelings towards the children as we love them unconditionally. Next, play good neighbor role. Like in the movie, the neighbor ignored the children being abused by their parents because they do not want to interfere with other business. So, we should play a good role as a neighbor to avoid any bad doings happen. As a neighbor, be caring and trying to know the situation of our neighbor is not like poking our nose to their life. It is just to protect them from worse situation instead of ignoring them because we do not know if they really need our help. And lastly is act of duty design. In Jong-hyuk's case, he chose his dream and ignored the children that need his help. We all have a dream to achieve. However, we must not ignore the duty given to us even though it is not from our dream job. The duty must be accomplished first before you keep on the track to chase your dream. From the saying said, first come, first serve. Settle your prior duty first before you begin your new duty.